So I think this is the funniest thing I heard out of the Vikings camp. Pretty much, Kevin O'Connell threatens to bench players over turnover issues. You need to bench Captain Kirk. You should have done that a long time ago. I think Kirk Cousins leads the league in fourth quarter interceptions like since he's been in the NFL. Like, this guy is a turnover machine. He goes. I think that's something we're going to fix one way or other. He said either guys are going to fix it or we're going to have to put other guys in that have the balls that have ball security. Kirk Cousins this year has thrown one pick in the end zone and one pick at the goal line. Like, he's been a liability. The Vikings have lost 7 fumbles, tied for second most through 3 games since 2000. Kirk Cousins has thrown 2 interceptions, one in the goal line, second in the end zone. Um, you know, uh, 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 you know, Execution is important. Don't get me wrong, ball security is important, but your main leader is the one that's a liability. He is. Are you going to bitch Kirk Cousins? I would like to see if it's first or second drive of the game. Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins, and he throws a pick. What is he going to do? And if he throws another pick, Kevin McConnell's going to be on the sideline sweating. He's going to be sweating because the main culprit is the guy you guys invested in. It's like this, man. It's like getting a bad deal, like buying a car that you know is a bad car, and you drive it around because you don't want your boys to know that it was a bad deal, and you put yourself. There's no AC, there's no heat, the seats aren't cushioned, but you drive because you want them to think that they got a good deal. That's what the Vikings are doing with Kirk Cousins. This guy is the biggest thief I've ever seen in the league. I thought it was Sam Bradford, but Kirk Cousins does it at a different level. Sam Bradford never had a team around him like Kirk Cousins did. Maybe I'm wrong, but he never had a team around him like Kirk Cousins did consistently. And all Kirk Cousins done consistently throughout the years is rob teams. Oh, but listen, he'll buff up your fantasy numbers. He'll buff up your fantasy numbers. Make that look good. But when it comes to Kirk Cousins being clutch when it needs to, just outright winning games. Even last year, they scraped away winning games. If I go to Kirk Cousins and I go to his this will probably surprise you guys. But if I go to Kirk Cousins' record as a starting quarterback, his record as a starting quarterback in the NFL, you guys are probably like, 70%. He's 72, 66, and 2. And before last year, he had a losing record. Before last year, in 2022, he had a losing record in the NFL. So when I say a biggest thief in the NFL, he's been marginal as a starting quarterback, 1-0. He's one season 1-0, 0-3, 1-4, 9-7, 8-7-1, 7-9, 8-7-1, 10-5, 7-9, 8-8, 13-4. Now he's 0-3. This guy should not be. And in almost every situation, he's been equipped with everything he needed to be successful. He had a run game, and he had two tough receivers 2 years ago. And what did they win? They went 8-8, right? And then last year you guys go 13-4. You scrape away games, and what do? You botch. You fall in the playoffs. Who they losing the playoffs to? I think it was the Giants. Who they losing the playoffs to? They got smoked by the Giants. I think they got smoked by the Giants. Who they lose to? I know that their season ended in despair. Yeah, they who they lose to in the playoffs? Come on. They lost to, I think it was the Giants. Yeah, they lost to the Giants in the playoffs. I mean, come on. And what did Kirk Cousins do in that game? Just go back because I want to. I want to go back and see what Kirk Cousins did in this game because I know it couldn't have been anything good. And I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this because I hate the guy. I'm doing this because I want the truth to be unraveled. Kirk Cousins in that game was 31 for 39, 2 touchdowns. He actually played a solid game, 273. When I see you have 39 attempts and 31 receptions for 273, dink and dunk, right? Justin Jefferson had 9 targets with 7 for 47. You weren't giving it to your main guy. There was no running attack. There was really no running attack. I mean, you guys 15 carries for 60 yards. The Giants just beat didn't beat the brakes, but handed the game to them. But what you expect Kirk Cousins to win those games? Those are games you expect Kirk Cousins to win. And so if Kyle kind of wants to bench people, Let's see what happens when Kirk Cousins throws that pick next. Who do they have next too? Because he's liable to throw a pick whoever they play next. It's coded in his DNA. The Panthers. He might get lucky. But I won't be surprised if Jeremy Chin, I think Jeremy Chin still plays for him, picks him off. And what's Kyle's gonna start sweating? Do you bitch Kurt? Right? So we'll see what happens. And maybe get the Chiefs 2 weeks from now. But Kirk Cousins, we'll see if he gets benched and see how serious the Vikings coach is.